Now class 9 we'll study about partial equation method. We have seen how we have balanced the equation, but sometimes we have to focus this method also, like partial equation method, how to balance your chemical equation. This particular method is applied when your reactions are complex reactions, and this particular reactions, what happened, these reactions takes place in steps, 2 or 3 steps, and in that we first of all balanced the individual steps, and then we add up the steps. So I think by looking these 3 points you cannot understand, but still I am telling you that this type of method is applied on those reactions, which reactions are the reaction which are known as complex reactions. And what type of complex reactions are these? Particular reactions occurs in steps, 2 or 3 steps, and what we have to do, we have to balance each step, and then we finally add up all the steps. So I am just taking up with the example, and with the help of that example we'll see how we can balance our equation. This is the question which I have written, and please focus on the question that oxidation of lead 2 sulfide by ozone. And you have to see that what happened when ozone oxidized this lead sulfide. First there are 2 steps. You are understanding why it is a complex reaction, because it takes place in step, and this particular reaction takes place in 2 steps. The first step says ozone first decomposes to give molecular oxygen and nascent oxygen. The second step says nascent oxygen then oxidizes lead to sulfide to lead sulfate. Now we have to focus on the first part, and we'll see to it that how this takes place. So what we will do, we'll just see that ozone, what happened when the ozone decomposes. So what I'm writing, the first one, ozone when decomposes, it gives you molecular oxygen is what it's talking about, oxygen gas, and it gives you nascent oxygen. Now we will see the second step. What does the second step says? It says this particular nascent, this is the nascent. Whenever you are talking about nascent means a single atom of that particular element. So over here oxygen is there, so we are writing in square bracket the oxygen atom. If some other was there, maybe possible chlorine. So this way you can see that how this happens, and then you are seeing that the next step is what they are saying, that this particular nascent oxygen further reacts or oxidizes this lead sulfide. You should know now, you should know how to make the formula of lead sulfide. So PbS, what does it gives you? It's give you PbSO4, lead to sulfide it is giving you. So this way you can see how this is happening, and please put it in this square brackets so that the thing is correct. So these 2 reactions or equation we have got, but they are unbalanced, so we have to see how to balance it. Now you can see I have solved both the equations, and now we just focus on this equation. Over here how many oxygen atoms are there? 4, right? In this you have to balance, these are the 2 equations. It is equation number 1, it is equation number 2. Now first focus on this equation, because this is the last one, this we will do later on. Over here how many oxygen atoms are there? 4. To balance it, what I will put over here, I will put 4. Now in these type of cases you have to focus that these 2 nascent oxygen should be same, means same number of atoms should be there. Over here nothing is there, it's mean one oxygen, nascent oxygen is there. Over here how many nascent oxygens are there? 4. So to make it 4, what you have to do, you have to multiply this entire equation with how much? With 4. You'll multiply it by 4, right? So this way. So what will be now? Here the equation is changed, the above equation will be changed. This will be 4O3 gives you 4O2 plus 4 nascent oxygen. These are the your equation. This will be your equation 3. Now this is the old equation, you have to focus on these 2 equations. So once again what I am writing, I am once again putting my equation all together, the changed equations, and I'm putting my changed equations, and I'll see to it that how we can manage or what we can do it. So I'm just writing it once again, and just focus on it. Both, there are 2 things, nascent oxygen over here, it's 4 over here, though both are same and both are on the opposite side. One is towards the reactant parts, other is on product side, so you can cancel it up. Now overall what you get, you get 4O3 reacts with lead sulfide, gives you 4 oxygen plus PbSO4. Let's check it out whether our equation is balanced or not. Oxygen, total oxygen atom is how much? Over here in reactant part there are 12. Over here 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, that is fine. Single pb, single pb, single s, single s. So this way you can balance your equation, and this is the method for partial method. And you know that it's very very important also. Sometimes they do ask you about this method. Fine, so you must be able to understand this partial equation method. We'll take one more example for it, and you can copy it, because this particular question is from your back questions from your book, this Vatsal, Viraf. It's been there from there, so you can see that. Now this is the next question, and reaction of KI and H2O. They have given you the steps that what will happen in your first step, that H2O2 you know hydrogen peroxide is there, and Ki you know potassium iodide. So the first step says that H2O2, that hydrogen peroxide, will decompose to give water and nascent oxygen. The second step says this nascent oxygen that is obtained in the first step will oxidizes the potassium iodide in presence of hydrogen peroxide to give you KOH solution. KOH you know potassium hydroxide. So let's come to the first part and we'll solve our first, it's again a question which I have taken from your book only. So let's see the first step how we can do it. So the first step says, already answers are given. H2O2 decomposes, gives you what? Water and nascent oxygen. Now the point is that decomposes takes place with different conditions, but over here there is no need to specify the condition. So what happened, this first step we have completed, because already they have seen decompose means to break, so it is breaking up to give you water and nascent oxygen. Now you know how to write down nascent oxygen. The second step says that this nascent oxygen is what happened, it is it's been reacting with your Ki, and the next step it's reacting with the water, right? Means Ki and water and these things, water you will get it from here, Ki though they have given you only, and then and the nascent oxygen also you will, these 2 points you will take it, and Ki you will take because given, so it give you 2 KOH. One thing is missing, they are not telling you, so you have to see that Ki is been there, what will be the last product over here. So last product will be, I is there, I2 gas will be iodine, iodine will be formed, not gas, iodine will be formed. So this you can say maybe possible they will give you that KOH, give you KOH solution, or they'll maybe possible they will not give you the next part, even though they can give you KOH solution, or suppose I am giving you, they will also give you iodine. Suppose sometimes they will not give you iodine. If they are not giving you iodine, then you have to remember Ki is been there, I2 will be there, this will be formed. These two equations are formed, and let's focus on it whether they are balanced or not. Now let's come to this point, how many nascent oxygen over here, or how many things are there. First of all you can check it out that both the sides the nascent oxygen, I have written a balanced equation over here. So why I am doing so, because the thing is there, this point nascent oxygen was obtained over here, single nascent oxygen Ki I have balanced it, because hydrogen was there na, 2 was there, so I have put it over here 2, and even for that also I can put it Ki should be also be 2 over here, then only the KOH will be balanced. Now you should know, if I am doing something, then how this 2 is coming. In the previous case we were balancing the nascent oxygen first, because the nascent oxygen was not balanced. Over here there is no need to balance the nascent oxygen, because one oxygen is here in water and one oxygen nascent oxygen, so you have to balance the K's, and I2 is being formed. So if you put it 2 over here for balancing I2, so K will be also be twice, so put it 2 over here, automatically your oxygen atoms will be balanced this side, and hydrogen will be also balanced. So this way you get the reaction. Now what you have to do, just focus once again the main reaction, these two reactions you got it. Now see this part and this part, it's in the reactant part. Over here also nascent oxygen, water is there in the product part, so you can cancel it up. So what you get it, you get, doesn't matter what your positions are, whether you are writing 2 Ki first or H2O2 plus, doesn't matter, it's not the point. but you write down the proper answer. Then what is the answer? 2KOH plus I2. This way you can balance your equation. So I think this must be clear to you. So two reactions I have taught you how to do, and this is the part where you have to see how you balance your chemical equation by partial equation method. There are other reactions also. Please do that in your home. Now the point, the balancing word equation, and this thing, it's nothing but the equations they are giving you in words, and in that you have to first of all make the proper chemical equation for it, and then you have to balance it, right? So what they will give you the word equation, what you have to do, you have to first of all write this chemical equation, right? So chemical equation you will write down, then you will, what you will do, then you will balance your chemical equation. These two steps you have to keep it in your mind. So we'll take few examples so that the things will be clear to you, that what I want to tell you. Now this will be given to you. This is the word equation. Why I am telling you words? Because it's written in words. So you know how to make the formulas now. Now you are grown up ones. Still I am telling you. This is calcium element. So there you write down Ca. You know that symbol. Water. Now you know H2O. Arrow they have written. You have to write down calcium hydroxide. I am writing over here calcium hydroxide, but you know it how to write down its formula. And hydrogen you know. Fine, I am once again telling you how to make calcium hydroxide. Calcium is Ca, hydroxide is OH. Its valency was 2, it's 1. We are not putting the charges, we were just simply cross multiplying it, and whatever comes we write down. Like calcium it is 1, so no need to write down 1. It can be kept like that. OH is twice, so don't put 2 over here. It is whole. 2 is been for 2 for oxygen also and 2 for hydrogen also. So put in parenthesis, and this way you will get your, that's why I have written calcium hydroxide. Now you know how to write down calcium hydroxide. So this way we, first of all, we have written our chemical equation. Now the second step was that we have to balance the chemical equation. The same pattern we will apply. Let's focus on it. Calcium is how much? Towards the reactant part we are seeing 1. H is how much? 2. Oxygen is what? 1. Same over here, just focus on it. Calcium is how much? 1. Oxygen is how much? It's 1. To 2 ones are 2. Hydrogen is more. 2 over here and 2 here. 2 plus 2 is 4. So how many hydrogen are there? 2. Now just see both the sides. 1 and 1, calcium is balanced, but hydrogen and oxygen is not balanced. It's better. What you can do, this is the part which you have to focus. Put it 2 over here. I've already told you, no, you always start with the lowest number, and that is 2. So once you put 2 over here, what you will just see, it will change from 2 2s are 4, and this particular oxygen will changes from 2 ones are 2, right? So this way you can get the point. I have written different elements. You can use the same elements that I have already told you earlier. So if you want to change it, you can change it, so no matters. So you can say hydrogen 4 is there, oxygen 2 is there, calcium and calcium is 1 is there. That's why I'm telling you that in my previous video also, that if you are writing the same element, then it become very easy to see. Otherwise it takes a bit time, right? So that's why I made in this manner, so that you could see that what was the difference when you were doing in that way and now you're doing in this way. You'll get the answer, but point is that it will take a bit time. So this way your entire equation is balanced. So this is the word equation. We'll take one more example for it. Now this is one more example, iron hydrochloric acid. Please for these particular cases, like different acids or bases or certain specific compounds, please learn the name, so it will become easy for you all. Otherwise you will confuse. Hydro means what you have to write, chloric mean was, I know it is HCl, but you may be confused. So there are specific compounds in your books that is given in class 9th, even in class 8th also. So please learn them, so it will become easy for you all. So iron they have given you, this is Fe, right? So I am writing Fe plus HCl. I told you just now. Now please see what iron they have given you. Iron 2 chloride. The same manner you can make the formula. So it will come again. I am telling you, Fe is this, Cl is this. They have this valency, you know, iron valency they have given you. So you cross multiply it. When you cross multiply, you get FeCl2. So what you have to write down over here? FeCl2. Hydrogen you know. Now what is the point? Just to balance it, draw a line over here, and first of all write down the element FHCl, FeHCl. Let's focus on it. Fe is how much reactant part? 1. Hydrogen is what? 1. Cl is what? 1. Over here Fe is 1. Cl is what? Sorry, H is what? 2. Cl is what? 2. So what you are getting? 2H and 2. It's easy. Put you over here 2. So this will be changed from 1, it will changes to, it's changes. No, everything has been come in same numbers you are getting. So it means this particular equation is balanced. The both the equation whatever I have written, it's on your book, it's on page number 16. So I am giving you the answers also when I am solving it, right? Now this is one more equation that is giving potassium nitrate. I think now you can make the formulas. I am just directly writing KNO3. It gives you potassium nitrite, KNO2. One I can tell you, like K is here, potassium nitrate is NO3. Its valency is also 1, it is also 1. So you get KNO2. Over here NO3. So same over here, its valency is 1. Its valency is 1, only symbol is changed, that is 2. So you get, when you multiply with 1, you get the same thing, KNO2. Now the point is, the next is what? Your oxygen. Now you have to balance. Now once again we'll divide a line over here. We'll write down all the reactant elements first of all, then we'll write down all the products elements, right? It's become easy for you all. So just focus on this part. How many atoms of K are there? 1. Over here nitrogen is 1, oxygen is what? 3. Focus over here. K is 1. So I have written over here K is 1, nitrogen is 1, oxygen is 4. Now what to do? Again oxygen is alone, leave it. Start doing from here. Let's start with the first number, that is 2. Let's put 2 over here. So once you put 2 over here, everything will be changed. 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 threes are 6. Now what to do here? What to do? Let's focus over it. K, what you have to see? You have to see K and N. Either over here you are getting 2, let's put 2 over here. So everything will be changed. K, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2. Now 2 twos are 4 is there, and more 2 oxygens are there. So 4 plus 2 is how much? Now it is 6. Now let's focus. I don't think so there is need to balance oxygen. Let's focus on it. 2 2 2 here and 6 here. So this is the best way to balance it, and you can leave your oxygen like that only. So I think now balancing is clear to you, how to convert a word equation to a balanced equation. What you have to do, first of all you have to write down its chemical equation, then second step is you have to balance it, right? And even though if you forget the formulas, so I have taught you how to make the chemical formulas. You can make it by your own, and then you can write down the equation, and then you can balance. So I think many of the reactions we have covered, and practice in your home, and our entire chapter is finished now. And start doing the back questions, and learn from the middle, and there are a lot of practice questions are given in your book, so that you can do it. Class 9th, I have written some important points, like when you are studying your first chapter, please focusing on these things: definitions, valencies of all elements, and over here variable valency also, concept of variable valency I have taught you. And write the chemical formulas, write the names of the compounds, right? Balancing the equations. Now over here 3 parts should be there. Word equation I'll teach you, and this thing you have done in class 8th or in previous classes, but still I'll teach you this part also. The words equation, the simple equations which you are doing in your previous classes. So that portion, partial equation method I have told you. Numericals, we have done 2 points in numericals: relative molecular mass and percentage composition. Means when you are learning your chapter, this entire topic should be covered, so that from this only your board paper will come, that is definite. Fine. So these points you have to focus when you are doing it.